minute to arrive on this beautiful Thursday, holiday, whatever you may be celebrating. And if you're taking this class later, whatever day that may be. Notice your sit bones underneath you. Connect them into this beautiful earth that provides all the food that we plan to celebrate and eat today. And tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Stack your spine all the way up through the crown of your head, aligning it one vertebrae atop the other, all the way reaching towards the sky. In that alignment, lessening any sludge that happens to be in the spine. Take your fingers to your post-occipital bones and lift them up, reaching your neck towards the sky. And exhale, lower your hands towards your thighs and let the breath out. Flip your palms open to the sky in a receptive, flexible openness space. Taking in an inhale through your nose and an exhale through your mouth. And another inhale through the nose, arriving mind, body, and spirit into this same space for the next hour. Time to be together and with yourself. Exhaling all of that extra energy that perhaps is not needed or is causing sludge or angst. And bring a hand to heart and another hand to top. I was reminded by dear Facebook that a year ago was when I first discovered the article that talks about hand to heart decreasing cortisol in the saliva, and actually doing so long-term since I re-looked at it when it reminded me. So taking in an inhale, enjoying the hand to heart, hand to hand, sending yourself that compassion and kindness, lessening the cortisol secretion circulating throughout. Taking a moment to enjoy it and checking in with yourself. I love starting holidays with yoga with the very specific intention of setting yourself up for success. And we all have a different definition of success. I like to invite the idea of joy, ease, calm, connection, and love. But taking a moment to figure out what your definition of success is for this day or this week or the rest of the year, whatever time period you'd like to pick. What is your definition of success? What would that look like for you? Taking in an inhale into that little pocket behind your heart, filling it with breath and possibility. And exhale, letting go of that sludge, the resistance to it, the idea that maybe it's not possible, or the frustrations, letting it all out with the out breath. Taking in an inhale of hope and lightness and possibility for whatever that success is. And an exhale, let it out. And today, as we move, the invitation is to find the sludge and move it. A little bit of attention within, acknowledging that we carry a lot of sludge in our midsections and a lot of heaviness that perhaps we don't even see. So with the intention of setting ourselves up for success, I'm certain that all of you don't have a lot of sludge in your definition of success. So whatever that might be, using this time period as an invitation to see it, nudge it loose, move it, maybe let it go, maybe soften it, or wring it out, as is the invitation with the twists. Perhaps the twists will bring it up and you can move it slightly. So there's no place to be, no there, just an invitation to see it, move it, loosen it, lighten it, and set yourself up, mind, body, spirit, and soul, for a beautiful day and week and month ahead. Press that hand to heart, other hand to top, sending yourself once again good wishes, healing, love, space, support, a less sludgy path forward. taking in an inhale of that idea of what success might be, sealing it in once more. And on the exhale, letting go of whatever may be in your way. And bring your hands to heart center, rub your palms together, finger pads touch, warming up those palms. Bring your thumbs to your sternum, fingers point towards the sky, elbows out wide. Set your intention for this practice. What would feel good? What feels needed in your body or your mind or your spirit or your soul today? And when you're ready, lower your hands, open your eyes, let the light in. And let yourself accommodate. If you're not muted, I think I figured it out. Mute yourself just so it doesn't distract everyone else. And take a moment here, once again, to arrive. Sit up nice and tall, not in the way that your mom asked you to, but in a nice, kind, easeful way. Scrunch your shoulders all the way up to your ears, pinching out any sludge. High as you can. Exhale, drop your shoulders and enjoy the lightness that comes. Raise that right shoulder all the way up to your ear, just the right one. Drop the left, bend the left elbow, drop it. Raise the left shoulder all the way up to your ear as high as you can. Pinch, 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 and drop it. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Huge inhale. And exhale, let it out. Raise both arms up towards the sky, right thumb and middle finger, grab the left wrist, reach tall, tall, tall. Exhale, twist to the right side, left hip grounds into the earth, stretch your left side body with kindness. Inhaling into any pocket that's tight, sludgy, heavy, sending the breath and kindness and hope and possibility or that vision of yours of success, what that might look like for this day and this week. Exhale, letting go of the sludge, moving it, shifting it, loosening it. Inhale into those pockets that just opened up as you breathed out. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder in a tiny twist, if it works for your body. Inhale into the waist and heart space that pops open here in this tiny twist. Exhale, let it out. Come back to center. Switch the clasp of your hands, left thumb and middle finger grasp the right wrist, reach tall, tall, tall. Lengthen the whole right side body. Exhale, tilt towards the left. Inhale into the pockets here. Noticing any heaviness. Exhale, release. Huge cleansing breath, all the way down to the tiniest four nether regions of your rib cage. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder in your first wee twist, breathing it out over the shoulder, letting the sludge move and go. Inhale deeply here into this twisted motion. Exhale, release. Come back to center. Release the clasps of your hands. Drop your shoulders. Inhale, stretch tall, tall, tall. Lengthen both side bodies. Exhale, twist towards the right. Right hand will tense behind you. Little cupcake underneath your hands or your finger pads just gracefully touch the floor. Left hand on the left knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, wring it out towards the right side. Envisioning heaviness moving. Inhale, lengthen, grow tall. And exhale, let it out. Breathe it out all the way over the right shoulder. Turn your gaze towards the right and blow it out with kindness. One more breath here. Lengthen tall, grow all the way from your sit bones through the neck, through the crown of the head. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale a tiny smidge more of wringing it, breathing it over the right shoulder. Inhale, both arms up, tall, tall, tall with grace. Turn back to center. Exhale, drop your shoulders, reach your fingers tall. Inhale, reach, tall, tall, tall. Grow the spine. Exhale, twist as you turn towards the left. Left fingers grace the floor. Right hand rests gracefully on the left thigh. Inhale, grow tall. Intriguingly, wringing out and moving the sludge requires growth, lengthening. As we do it with grace, it works more easily. Exhale, wring towards the left, blow it out over the left shoulder. Inhale, grow tall. Breathe into any little pockets of tightness that are sending you alerts here. Twists are helpful for lower back tightness and back pain, so you may notice little pockets speaking up. One more, lengthening, aligned, graceful, elegant, reaching tall. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder, a little bit more of a twist here. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky, turn back to center, open your arms out towards the side walls, press your palms into the wall, pinch your scapula together, awakening the back body. Exhale, release. Pinch the scapula together once again. Exhale, release. Wrap your arms in front. You can opt for a hug or eagle arms, right elbow under left. Palms will face you. Bring your palms together or thumbs together, whatever works for you. Elbows come to shoulder height and pause here. Inhale, lift your elbows up an inch. Exhale, lower them to shoulder height. Inhale, lift your elbows up an inch. Exhale, lower to shoulder height. Inhale, lift up those twisted arms. Exhale, round forward, curl into a tight pretzel ball. Drop your head and neck and enjoy the opening in the back body. Huge inhale into every tight nook and cranny, every spot of sludge. Bathing it with the oxygen so that when we twist, it has what it needs, setting itself up for success. Huge breath into every nook and cranny of the whole back body. Envision it spreading out to every little alveoli. Exhale, fold forward, release your head and neck. Release the neck fully. Raise your head back up to shoulder height. Exhale, untangle your arms, press them into the side walls once again. Pinch your scapula together, tight, tight, tight. Moving any tight pockets of sludge. Exhale, envision the energy shifting all the way out through your arms to your palms. Spread your fingers wide, 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 sending energy out every which way. Cross your arms in the opposite direction, left under right, elbows connect, palms face you, then palms come together, grasp your thumbs or your elbows, no judgment about whatever is accessible here. All our bodies are different. Elbows to shoulder height. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, come back to shoulder height. Once again, inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, lower to shoulder height. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, round forward, forward, forward. Head and neck release. Back opens up fully. Huge breath into every pocket here. Release the head and neck with intention. 2 big breaths. Roll back upright. Untangle your arms. Press your arms towards the sides once again. Lower them towards the floor. If you're sitting on something, you can move it out of the way. You may wish to have a blanket or a bolster underneath you. Stretch your legs out long for a moment. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way with kindness. Knees can be bent to start, especially if you're on West Coast time and it's early. If you wish, you can straighten your knees. Engage your belly. Inhale, reach tall towards the sky, belly fully engaged. Reach your fingers tall, tall, tall. Exhale, round forward once again. Open up your spine, open up the meridians in the back of the leg. Let the energy move. If you wish to lower your knees towards the floor, breathe into it here. Huge inhale.
And exhale. Hands can be on your toes, shins, knees, whatever feels good. With intention, release the head and neck. Exhale, let it out. Point your toes. Flex your toes. Turn your toes to the right. Bring them back to center. Turn your toes to the left. Bring them back to center. Spread your toes wide, wide, wide. Let in all the energy. Huge inhale into the back body. Exhale, slide forward a wee bit more. Let your head and neck fall forward. Lots of release. Slide up your shins to your thighs. Engage your belly. Spread your legs wide. Come into a wide angle forward fold. If you need a blanket to tip forward so your belly isn't rounded, do that. Once again, tilt your pelvic bowl forward, align your spine all the way up through the crown of your head. Hands will be light in front. Flex your ankles, toes are in line with your knees. If you need to, narrow your wide angle. Engage your belly. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, twist towards the right. Drop your right hand behind you, tented with a little cupcake. Left hand will come to your thigh, potentially, knee, or the floor on the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, lengthen tall. The key to twists and to protect your back is to lengthen, grow your spine, connect those ischial spines downward. Inhale the breath all the way up through every vertebrae, aligned with grace, all the way through your neck to the crown of your head. Exhale, drop the right shoulder, wring it out. Every core muscle will be engaged here. Inhale, reach tall, 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 gracefully, bringing out the sludge, lightening your load, setting yourself up for success, making space for that calm and ease. Inhale, grow tall. Once again, sit up as tall as you can on those sit bones. Exhale a tiny smidge more, gaze is over the right shoulder. Reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, twist back to center. Drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach tall. Lengthen both side bodies. Tall, 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 tall. Exhale, twist towards the left. Left hand comes behind you. Right hand potentially to the left thigh or inside of the left thigh. Fingers tented behind. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can on those ischial spines or sit bones. Lengthen the spine. Reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Exhale, bring it out. Envision the ringing right in your belly. We carry a lot of emotion and old stuff in our belly. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, loosen it, let it go with a lightness. Inhale, reach tall, 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 tall. Exhale, ring it out. Gaze over the left shoulder fully, noticing what happens when you do that in the upper part of your spine. Raise both arms towards the sky, come back to center, lower your arms by your sides. Take your left hand, slide it down the left leg, reach your right arm over the right ear. With grace, fold towards the left ankle. The whole right side body will open up. Breathe into it. Exhale, let it go. Inhale once again. Gaze over your right shoulder, coming into a micro twist here. Exhale, breathe over the right shoulder. Take your left hand, bring it over by your belly and connect it over towards the right, coming into a wee bit more twist here. The dorsum of your left hand is going to be on the outside right thigh. Huge inhale, gaze towards the right. Bring the left hand back, slide it back down the left shin towards your ankle. One more breath here, breathing into all that is shifted, moving, accessible with kindness, sending it love and oxygen. And a final gaze upward over the right shoulder, letting it out. Engage your side bodies, reach tall towards the sky. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach tall, tall, tall. Lower your right hand, slide it down the right leg towards the right ankle. Bend your elbow with grace. Stretch the left arm over the left ear, open the left side body. Breathe into every nook and cranny here, bathing it with kindness and hope and possibility. Huge inhale. Gaze over the left shoulder if that is accessible to you. Tiny micro twists. Notice each time you make these little micro movements. Subtle is significant. Inhale. Exhale, blowing out the sludge, the frustration, whatever's not needed, making space for this success and hope and possibility. Right hand will connect over towards the left thigh, palm open, huge inhale. Exhale, reach slightly farther towards the right toes with the left fingers. Perhaps wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing some lightness into this. Huge inhale. And a gaze over the left side, blowing into spots you didn't even know were there. Slide your right hand back towards the right thigh, slide it down the right thigh, and notice what happens. Huge breath in. Exhale, let it out. Slide the right arm up the right leg. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale your arms out, lower them behind you. Tense little cupcakes. Pick up your hips and slide your hips forward a teensy bit. Notice how it feels. Flex your ankles, flex your toes towards your knees, everything in line. Huge inhale, sit up tall, heart shines light. Perhaps a little lighter than when you began. Inhale into that spot right behind the heart, shining forward like a beacon of light for you and everyone else. Exhale, let it go. Staying upright, reach both arms up towards the sky once again. Inhale, tall, tall, tall. Exhale, twist towards the right. Lower your right hand behind you, left hand in front. Press your right fingers behind. Inhale, sit up tall, tall, tall. Lengthen your spine, treating each vertebrae and intervertebral space with kindness, sending it the breath here. Exhale, let it out. Once again, inhale. And exhale, let it out. One more tall breath here, reaching tall, growing tall. Exhale, a little more ring towards the right. Enjoy it. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Come back to center. Drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach your fingers tall. If your legs feel like they're tiring, narrow your wide angle a wee bit. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, twist towards the left. Drop your left hand behind, right hand on the left thigh or right on the inside. Inhale, grow tall, sitting up as tall as you can on your hips here. Exhale, let it out. And ring. One more huge ringing it out here. Tall, tall, tall. Exhale, ring it out. Reach both hands up towards the sky. Twist back to center. Arms will come out towards the thighs. Slide them in front. Bang your knees, releasing. We're going to sweep our knees behind us. Come into hands and knees. If that works for you, we'll be here just a moment. Knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Spread your fingers pie shapes. Inhale right into the chest space. Exhale, flat, strong back. Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. We're going to come into thread the needle. For those of you with any limitations, you can come here in a different way. Exhale, right hand comes between the left hand and the left knee. Drop the back of your right shoulder, right ear towards the floor. Coming into a fun twist here. Stretch your left fingers long, long, long. And send some breath and love into the back of the right shoulder and the right waist here. Huge breaths into every nook and cranny. Envision yourself wringing out the old water in a sponge or in a dish towel. One more breath. Bring your left hand by your face. Press your hand palms into the floor. Untangle. Reach your right arm towards the sky. Lower it back down. Come into hands and knees. Even it out. Inhale, left hand reaches towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle on the opposite side. Left hand comes between the right hand and the right knee. Left ear comes towards the floor. Stretch your left fingers as far towards the right as you can. And if it feels good, stretch the right hand long, long, long. And you can gaze under the armpit. Your sit bones are reaching towards the sky. It's not a super graceful position. Enjoy what happens though. Breathing into every nook and cranny with kindness. Moving any sludge or heaviness, creating space. Space for that sparkle and that joy and that love and that connection. And for perhaps seeing things differently. With the sludge, it's sludgy, hard to move forward. Creating lightness and space. Huge inhale into the whole back body, torso area. Exhale, letting things go out the armpit. The armpit seems the perfect place to send things. Just send it out under the armpit, out into the world. Bring your right palm by your right face. Press into the earth, untangle. Come back to hands and knees. Inhale into cow pose. Stick your sit bones towards the sky, crown of the head towards the sky. Enjoy the stretch in the front of the abdomen. Excuse me. Exhale, round into cat. Suck your navel, stretch your back. Lots of sensations here. We've used our backs and our bellies in different ways than usual. Exhale, come back to cow pose. Reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Enjoy it. Everything that wakes up with love. Exhale, round, suck your navel all the way towards the sky. Do 2 more in whatever your body needs. You may want to do some hip circles, straight cat-cow, small ones, big ones. Taking a minute to set yourself up for success by taking care of you. What your body needs is potentially different than what anyone else here's body needs. Walk your hands forward, a handprint. Curl your toes up into downward dog. Take a moment here to stretch your spine. Press one heel into the floor, bend the other knee and enjoy. Switch sides, bend one knee, press the other heel into the floor. Come back to center. Lift up onto your tippy toes as high as you can. Heels reach towards the sky, hips reach towards the sky. Press into your palms, fingers spread wide. Your Thanksgiving pie is preparing. Arms engaged, humeral heads in the socket. Press your hips up towards the sky. Head and neck reach towards the floor in a release. Lift high, 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 as high as you can. Exhale, lower your heels towards the floor. Enjoy the release. Hips reach even higher. Press into your hands, lower your heads a smidge lower. Lots of shifts and release. Huge inhale and exhale here. Walk your feet forward about a foot into a more narrow downward dog. Left hand is going to reach for the right ankle. Outside of the right ankle, gaze under the right shoulder, coming into a twist here. Breathing into all the sensations that pop up. A huge inhale and exhale, let it out. Replace the left hand. Bring your right hand to the left ankle. Gaze under the left armpit and enjoy. Right hand comes back to the floor. Walk your hand slowly towards the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Bring your hands to your elbows, release your head and neck, and allow yourself to fold forward completely. For those of you that don't like the head down, hands on the thighs, crown of the head reaching forward, back flat. For those of you in the forward fold, place your left palm on the floor between your hands, bend your left knee, straight your right knee, reach your right hand towards the sky, roll your wrist out and enjoy it. Roll it in the opposite direction and enjoy it. Replace the left hand with the right hand, bend your right knee, straight your left, reach that left hand towards the sky, roll in either direction, enjoy it. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your sacrum, clasp them together, press your fist towards the back wall. Allow your hands to fall forward over your head and neck towards the floor. Release the front of the shoulders. Pause here for 2 breaths. You can do this with your back flat as well. Press your fist towards the back wall. Pinch your scapula together. It's a little bit different, but similar. Bend your left knee, straight the right, twist to the right. Bend the right knee, straight your left, twist to the left. Come back to center. Allow your hands to fall forward a few more inches, centimeters, millimeters, whatever you've got. Enjoying the release and stretch and movement of any sludge in the front of the shoulders, potentially all the way down through your hands to your fingers. Bring your hands back to your sacrum, run them down the back of your thighs, engage your belly, and roll up inch by inch by inch by inch. Head will be the last to rise. Move ever so slowly, but with kindness. If you need to get upright sooner, do that. Take a moment to let the energy, the blood flow shift. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, lower your toes to the floor. And take a moment here to find your center in the midst of all this energetic movement. Lift up all 10 toes and lower them down. Draw up the earth's energy through your legs, through your knees, through your thighs, right into your belly. Engage your belly, tuck your pelvis, stack your spine towards the sky, reaching tall, tall, tall. Inhale, heart is light. Fill that pocket behind the heart. Grow your spine tall, reach up through the crown of your head on the inhale. Exhale, drop your shoulders, drop your palms, palms open towards the front, Tadasana or mountain pose. Take a moment here to enjoy all the shifting and movement. You may notice a lot of things have moved, even more than you anticipated. Bring a hand to heart and another hand to top. Sending yourself compassion for any resistance to the shifting. Perhaps everything is still shifting and just softening into it. Sometimes the shifting itself doesn't feel amazing, but the shift does. Allowing that perspective. Lower your hands by your sides. Inhale your arms out and up towards the sky. Slight arch back. Fold forward, forward, fold. Inhale for a half lift. Your spine is straight, back is flat. Exhale, fold forward once again. Inhale for a half lift. Spine is straight, crown of the head reaches forward, back is flat. Exhale, fold forward. Engage your belly and roll up, bathing your spine with care and compassion, letting it realign in a new, lighter space. Draw your shoulders up towards your ears, lower them down. Draw them back towards the back of the mat. Pinch your scapula together. Open the spine as far as the chest, as far as you can towards the front. Lower them down. Relax and release. Let your fingers wiggle. Notice what you feel. Lift up all 10 toes once again. Ground them downward for stability. Draw the earth's energy up through your legs. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Right thumb and middle finger will grasp the left wrist. Reach tall. Lengthen the whole side body here. Reach tall, tall, tall. Exhale, tip towards the right. Whole left side body engaged and lengthening, stretching with grace. Huge inhale. If it would feel good, gaze over the left shoulder, blow it out. Bring your gaze back to center. Inhale once again, tug the left wrist towards the right. Exhale, come back to center. Switch the clasp of your hands. Left thumb and middle finger grasp the right wrist. Reach tall, lengthen tall. Whole right side body is long and tall. Exhale, tip to the left and enjoy it. Huge breath in. If it would feel good, gaze towards the right. Another huge breath in. Exhale, let it out. Come back to center. Open your arms out towards the side walls. Press your fists into the side walls. Pinch your scapula, finding your center and reorganizing, letting it integrate. Exhale, release. Lower your hands by your sides. Roll your shoulders out 3 times towards the back and towards the front. Pause for a moment. Notice how you feel. Bring your hands to your waist and we'll spread our feet out wide. You can come to the sideways part of your mat if you wish, or just step off your mat, either one. Sides of your feet will be parallel to the mat. Hands are at your waist, elbows reach towards the back wall, chest puffs out towards the front. Pinch your shoulders together once again, elbows behind you. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Slowly hinge at the waist, fold forward. You can place your hands on the floor. If you have a block, you can use that, especially if you don't like head down. You can even have 2 blocks if that works for you. Take an inhale here. Exhale, fold forward a bit more. If you want your head up, walk your hands far in front with the back flat. If you want your head down, you can lower your head towards the floor. Even walk your hands between your legs and enjoying the back of the legs here, breathing into it. Exhale, release. Huge inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more breath here. Notice what happens as you stay and pause. Shifts in the legs. Wherever your hands are, bring them back directly under your shoulders. Back is flat. Walk your hands towards your right ankle. Left palm on the floor. Right hand reaches towards the sky, coming into a twist. Your head is shoulder height, so it shouldn't be down either way. Roll your right wrist out. You'll notice lots of sensations in the legs here. Roll your wrist in the opposite direction. Huge inhale. Notice your heart here. In the twist, your heart ends up in new positions, new perspectives, new pockets open to fill. Envision with the breath coming in, the heart filling completely. Exhale, let it out. Bring your right hand back to the floor. Walk your hands back over to the left side. Right hand or fist will be on the earth. Reach your left hand towards the sky. Roll your wrist out, coming into a twist here. Notice all the sensations. Roll the wrist in both directions. Replace your left hand. Walk your hands back to center. Bring your heels together, coming into a second position. Bend your knees. Sink your hips back down and low. And rise upright. Bring your arms into a cactus position, coming into goddess pose. Sink your hips down and low. Groin and belly are centered, sinking low. Drop your elbows towards your waist. Reach them towards the sky, extending them long. Drop your elbows towards your waist once again, pinching the elbows into the waist. Reach them tall towards the sky. Come back to cactus arms. Turn towards the right. Right elbow comes towards the back. Left elbow comes towards the front. Come back to center. Turn towards the left. Come back to center. Raise your right heel. Lower it down. Raise your left heel. Lower it down. Bring your hands back to your waist. Fold forward. Lower your hands to the floor. Turn your heels towards the back and release forward in whatever version of a forward fold feels good to you. Bring your feet together, heel toe all the way together. Roll up inch by inch by inch by inch. Your head will be the last to rise. Huge inhale here into your heart space.
And exhale, let it go. We're going to do a standing twist. You may want to do it near the wall, but it's optional, whatever works for you. Take your left foot, lift up all 5 toes, spread them wide and lower them down as roots to help you stand tall. Envision yourself standing tall here. With some of this sludge moved, how might you stand a wee bit taller, a wee bit lighter? Draw the energy up through that left leg, right into your hips. Your hips will be even across the front. Raise your right knee up to hip height into a balanced pose. Wiggle your right toes or your right ankle. Find your center. Notice your belly. Find your center in the belly. Inhale your arms up towards the sky if that's accessible, otherwise heart center. Notice what works for you. Wiggle those right toes again. Bring your left hand to your right thigh. Bring your right hand, come behind you towards the mid back, or you can stretch it long toward the back wall and gaze over the right shoulder. Notice what works for you. Either is beautiful. It can be a slight twist or a bigger twist. Inhale the energy all the way up through that left leg, right into your belly for balance. Exhale, wringing out whatever would like to go here. One more huge inhale and exhale. Come back to center, whatever way you are. Hands come back to heart center and lower that right leg, roll it out, bring it out. Do a lot of wiggling here to move the energy. The sludge moves when we wiggle. Ground your right leg into the earth. Lift up all 5 toes, lower them down. Draw the energy up through that right leg, right into your belly, as though it were a belt coming around the waist. As you engage that belly, lift up your left knee to 90 degrees hip height and pause. Wiggle your toes. Find your balance and your center. Bring your hands to heart center or towards the sky, whatever feels good to you. Huge inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand can come to the outer edge of the left thigh and left fingers behind, gaze over the left shoulder, or the smaller twist with the hand at your sacrum. Notice what feels good. And as you pause here, notice the shifts. Engage, breathe into them, let them happen. Notice if you're resisting in whatever way. Wiggle your toes, soften in. When we get wobbly, we tend to hold tight. Soften into this and just see what happens. Come back to center. Hands to heart center, lower your leg, wring it out, roll your shoulders with kindness. Come to the top of the mat, wherever you are. We're going to do a sun salutation just to move everything through, moving that sludge with kindness, opening ourselves up to all that's coming ahead. Find your feet on the earth, lift up all 10 toes, lower them down. Draw the energy up through your legs, right into your pelvis. Reach your arms out and up towards the sky, looking towards your hand, palms together, slight arch back. Fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine flat, butt sticks out. Exhale, fold forward. Forward fold. Palms on the earth. Step your feet back to plank or top of the push-up. Bend your knees, roll down chaturanga towards the earth, whatever way you like to do it. Forehead or third eye on the earth. Inhale, hands light, cobra, slight arch, heart shines forward. Exhale, forward fold. Curl your toes, press into your hands, press up and back into downward dog. And pause. Huge inhale here. And a huge exhale, letting whatever that would like to leave, leave. One more huge inhale. And huger exhale. Walk your feet towards the front of the mat, step, hop, or jump, as we say, coming into a forward fold. Inhale for a half lift once again.
Exhale, forward fold. Rolling up, arms out and up towards the sky, palms come together, slight arch back, hands to heart center. Pause to notice how you feel. Huge inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. We're going to slowly transition to a seat. Legs will be long in front. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Bend your right knee, hug it in towards you. Give it a huge hug. Release the right hip flexor as you do. You may wish to wrap both arms around the shin as tight as you can. Inhale, lift that knee up and bring your heel a smidge closer. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward and stack your spine with kindness all the way up through the crown of your head as you do so. Exhale, soften into it. Notice the release. One more huge inhale, embracing that right leg with kindness. Exhale, let it go. Pick up your right shin, bring the right leg across to the outer edge of the left thigh. Left hand will wrap around the left shin, hug it in tight, twist towards the right, bring your right hand behind you. Inhale, grow your spine tall. Exhale, wring it out. Everything all squunched together here. Just enjoy it. Inhale, grow tall, tall, tall. Fingers behind you, tent, finger pads on the earth, everything else reaching towards the sky. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder, breathe into it. Inhale into that gut area, sending it love, moving things. Unsludging. Exhale, soften. Twist back to center. Sit up tall, grow as tall as you can. Notice both ischial spines, even. Pelvis tilts forward, spine reaches towards the sky. Hug that right knee in towards you. Take your right foot into the left hand. Pick up the left foot. We're going to come into the cradling your leg. I can't think of the name this morning for whatever reason. Rock the baby. Wrap your arms around that right shin. Right foot is in the left elbow. You can take a look at the screen if you don't know the rock the baby, and have a rock. Engage your belly. Notice the release and the movement in the right hip and right leg. Enjoy it, play with it. Have a little lightness around it. Massaging the right hip, the right outer hip. Have two huge, lovely, kind inhales and exhales here. Untangle and let go of that left foot. Lower it down to the floor with kindness. Stretch it long in front. Take a moment here to move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Ground your ischial spines towards the earth. Both legs are extended long. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Sit up nice and tall. Slide your hands down your legs into a forward fold, evening things out for a moment. Finding that center. Taking a moment to re-find your center. Lots of movement, letting it happen. Slide up your shins to your thighs, sitting up nice and tall. Hug your left knee in towards you, a huge loving hug. Take a moment to find your sit bones, even them out. Wrap your arms around that left knee and hug it in, offering that left hip a release with the breath, with the holding. Huge breath in here. Hug it tight, sit up nice and tall, tall, tall. Exhale, let it out. One more huge hug, hugging it in right into your belly. No matter how big your belly is there, just squeeze them together with love. All body parts that help you out a lot. Notice your right toes and make sure they're pointing towards the sky. Pick up your left shin, bring it over to the outer right thigh, And once again, even your hips out, hug that knee in towards you. Right leg extends long. Right arm will wrap around the front of the left shin, front of the left knee, twist towards the left. Enjoy the release here. Lots of wringing. Wringing it out. Huge inhale, stack your spine, tall, tall, tall. Pelvis is tilted forward. Sitting up tall with grace and kindness. Sending the breath into all the pockets of your back. Blow it out over the left shoulder if that feels good. Come back to center, even it out, hug it in towards you. Once again, evening towards the center. Sitting up tall, tall, tall. Find those sit bones, tilt your pelvic bowl forward, stack your spine all the way towards the sky. Sitting up with grace. We'll give the left hip and leg a rock. Bringing your left foot into your right elbow, wrapping your arms in front. It may look different on this side, and it may look different than on certain days. Sending love to the outer left hip, having a rock. If the rocking doesn't feel good, I know some people have movement sensitivity, just hold still, or your body may craving stillness after the twist. Huge inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths here. Release the left leg, stretch it long. Find the flesh of your seat, move it out of the way. Raise your arms parallel with your legs and unroll your spine, coming down to the floor. Reach your arms long above directly. Tall, tall, tall. Arms reach long, toes reach front. Inhale, drinking the breath, sending it all the way out through your toes, through your hands, reaching tall, tall, tall. Sending love to the whole abdomen, the whole pelvic region, all the way to your tippy toes. Exhale, let it out. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Tug the left wrist towards the right. Walk your feet towards the right. Left ankle atop the right ankle, coming into a banana or a half moon. Huge breath in here. Exhale, let it go. One more breath. Bring your hands back to center, feet back to center, uncross, untangle, reclasp left fingers, clasp the right wrist, tug towards the left, walk your feet to the left, right ankle atop the left, and send the breath into the entire right side body. Loosening any sludge, bathing every tight nook and cranny with the breath, kindness, hope, optimism, love. Bring your hands back to center, feet back to center. Bring your arms down by your sides. Bend your knees. Bring your heels towards your butt, palms on the earth. Press into an easy bridge here. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Undo the back body. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Hands will clasp underneath your hips or grab the outer edges of your mat. Tug them towards your heels. Hips reach high, high, high. Knees connect energetically as high as you can. Chest is open. Exhale, release. Lift your hips even higher. Exhale, release. One more lift up. High as you can, knees energetically connect. On the exhale, untangle your shoulders, release the mat, release your hands. Lower your hips with kindness and care until they land on the earth. Release everything here. Let it integrate. Allowing things to move. Wiggle your fingers lightly. If it would feel good, draw your knees into your chest. Rock a little, massage your sacrum. Hands come to the front of the right shin. Stretch your left leg long. Point your toe. Hug that right knee in. Release the left hip flexor and the right hip. Huge inhale. Allow the right hip and knee to fall laterally a smidge and enjoy it. Bring your hands to the back of the right thigh. Extend the right hip towards the sky. Point your toes towards your nose. Press your hamstring into your hands. Point your toes towards the sky. Point your toes towards your nose. Bend your knee. Stretch the right leg long in front alongside the left. And take a moment to let it integrate, to melt. Huge inhale. Exhale, letting things slowly, easily, like maple syrup, soften and go. Bring your left knee in towards you. Right leg extends long. Hug it in. Lovely hug. Exhale, let it soften laterally. One more hug in. Inhale, hug that left knee in tight. Exhale, let it sink into the hip socket. Bring your hands behind your left thigh. Extend the left heel towards the sky. Point your toes towards your nose. Press the left hamstring into your hands. Point your toes towards the sky. Toes towards your nose. Toes towards the sky. Bring your toes back towards your nose. Bend your knee. Hug it in towards you, a big hug. Both hands on the shin. Exhale, release into the hip socket. Extend the leg alongside the right. Take a moment here to think about what your body might need. Does it need to squeeze into a ball? Does it need an easy twist in one direction or the other with your knees flopping from side to side? Take a moment to do one final pose that would feel good. I would suggest knees together, feet apart, and allowing a little windshield wiper to release the lower back. Some of you will like to bring your knees into chest. Some of you will like soles together, knees apart, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a moment to see what feels good. Let yourself enjoy it for a moment. And when you're ready, come into Shavasana or final resting pose. You might enjoy doing this as Supta Baddha Konasana today, or reclining butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees apart with blocks or pillows or blankets or bolsters under your knees. Or you may wish to do a corpse pose, Shavasana. Whatever would feel more grounding and centering. Shavasana feels like the easiest pose, yet it's the pose of integration. It's the pose of letting this work seep into the nooks and crannies so that when you leave your mat, you'll be heading out into this beautiful day with a shifted perspective, with less sludge, more light, more hope, more focus on that vision of success that you had. So as you soften in, take in a huge inhale, sending the breath to every nook and cranny of your body. And an exhale of any resistance to anything, any idea of managing, controlling, organizing, planning, letting it all go. A few moments here on your mat to be.
If you wish to stay in Shavasana longer, feel free. It's the beauty of Zoom yoga. If you wish to come out, deepen your breath. Gently and slowly. Wiggle your toes. If it would feel good, once again, stretch your arms long above you and your toes long in front of you, and take in a drink of beautiful breath. Oxygen, healing, softening for every cell in your body. Another huge breath, stretching long, 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 sending that delight and hope and ease into every cell. Exhale, soften and letting go. Roll over to whatever side feels delightful and pause. And take a moment to notice. Notice the shifts, perhaps still shifting, sending yourself grace and compassion, perhaps curiosity and kindness for whatever you notice. And when you're ready, press into your hands and come up to a comfortable seat where we began. When you arrive, take a huge inhale and exhale. Notice your sit bones. Connect them into the earth. Tilt your pelvis forward. Stack your spine. Palms open towards the sky. An inhale of the beautiful light of this day, of the idea and vision of what success would look like, letting it come up in through your hands to your arms, all the way into that heart space, landing with lightness in that pocket behind your heart. Exhale, release, allowing it to stay. Bring a hand to heart and another hand to top. Sending yourself and everyone you will be spending this day, this week, this life with compassion, love, kindness, softness, perhaps an ease, a lightness. Letting whatever feels like it would be invited in this moment to come in through those hands over hands atop the heart. Letting it stay and circulate for a moment. In these moments after Shavasana, some of the most beautiful things arise, giving them a moment to arrive, to settle in so that you can carry them forth with you. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. May you all be loved. May you all be safe. May you all find success in whatever way that looks for you. May you all experience more joy, love, ease, calm, connection, and a little more delight today, in the week ahead, and ongoing. Have a beautiful day.